China to lower tariffs on U.S. goods to 10% from 125, but only for 90 days. That's the line out of China. Out of the United States, they're looking to cut tariffs on Chinese goods to 30% from 145% for 90 days.
This is an example of President Trump not being able to effectively come to the negotiated deal that is permanent between China and the United States. The next thing is Secretary of Treasury. You noticed that when he gave the announcement, he wasn't arrogant. And he typically likes to say things that are sarcastic, that are arrogant, and he's full of himself. But he wasn't in the press conference talking about the 90-day pause and the lowering of the tariffs by 115%. He also said that there was 5 strategic things that the United States and China would be continuing to negotiate to get to that real deal that is not a part of the 90-day pause. And part 3 to this is that the 90-day pause is an example that the President Trump has not been able to negotiate effectively. If he was being effective and respectful, we wouldn't need the 90-day pause. We would have a good deal for both China and the United States regarding trade, business, tariffs, etc. Number 4 is that President Trump approached China disrespectfully. Notice that in the press conference, the Treasury Secretary said that both sides were respectful. That's not an accident that he made that comment, because President Trump has been disrespectful to China. In fact, since he took president, he's been putting himself here, China here, and he's been talking to them as an inferior instead of looking at them as an equal with respect and humility. That's what they've been asking for. And there's no reason not to be respectful to China. This is about trade, business, and tariffs, and whatever those 5 strategic points that they're referring to, the Treasury Secretary. And number 4, our international relations is important. And President Trump is learning, well, hold on a sec. President Trump just started out wrong by disrespecting all the other nations internationally. And China does not care that he's the president of the United States. China is not scared of the president of the United States. China is not scared of the United States. We do need each other in the sense of trade, but we cannot act like an isolationist. We must treat the other nations with respect. So we'll see where this goes and how it turns out, but this is not the big win that President Trump is hoping for.